So this psalm, David wrote it when Absalom, his son, was chasing after him. Absalom was very angry with David. He had a lot of unforgiveness and bitterness, and he wanted to take the throne. So he rose up against King David, and he was getting ready to kill him. So David had to flee for his life. And this psalm can be broken down into 3 different parts. The first 4 verses talk about how God is his desire. Verses 5 through 8 talks about how God is his delight. The last part, verses 9 through 11, talks about how God is his defense. See, in this psalm, we see David's priority, what he thought was the most important thing, and that was to seek after God. David here expresses his longing for the presence of God. He has a hunger for God. Now, I don't know about you, when I go through difficult situations, usually that's not my first thought. My first thought is, God, why? Deliver me from this. But you see, David doesn't ask for that. His first thought is, God, I need you. I long for you. I desire you. See, to seek after God means to have a personal relationship with God. David had that. He said, oh God, you are my God. He doesn't say, God, you are the highest, you are the greatest. He says, God, you are my God. I know you personally. He also had a desire for more of God. Verse 1, it also says, I shall seek you earnestly. My soul thirsts for you. My flesh yearns for you. See, even though David knew God, he wanted to know him more. He had a passion, a desire to know God more. He compares himself to somebody being thirsty in the desert. Now, I'm a person that doesn't usually like to drink water, but when there's no water around me, that's the first thing I want. My throat becomes dry. I'm like, oh, I need water. I want water. When I had the water, I took it for granted. When I don't have it, I desire it. That's what David is comparing his thirst for God for. He says, God, I'm parched. I'm thirsty. I'm desiring you. I'm yearning for you. I need you. Another thing we see is David pursued God to fulfill everything in his life, every part of him. When he was running away, he had to leave everything behind. He had to leave his family behind, his throne behind, all the comforts of his palace life. He had to leave it all behind. But you see, he's not asking God to replace those things. He's not saying, God, I miss my family. I miss my throne. I miss my palace. Instead, he says, God, I need you. I miss you. I want more of you. To be a people that pursues God means that God fills every area of your life. One of my favorite songs is You Are More Than Enough for Me. And sometimes I sing that, I worship God, and then God asks me, am I really more than enough for you? If I take everything else away, will you be satisfied with just me, with just my presence? That's a good check for my heart that I need to be pursuing God more passionately. David said, God, your loving kindness is better to me than life itself. Verse 8, it says, my soul clings to you. Your right hand upholds me. That Hebrew word for cling is the same thing used in Genesis when it's talking about a man and a woman coming together in marriage. It's the same word that Ruth, when Naomi left, she said, go back to your family, go get married. Ruth clung to Naomi and she said, no, I'm with you. That's what David is like. My soul clings to you. I'm not leaving you, God. And I love the image that it gives because David clings to God, but God's hand is underneath David, holding him, supporting him. See, I believe today God is calling us to seek him passionately, just like David did here. He wants us to be a people that passionately pursues him with everything we have. It's about daily seeking him, daily spending time in his presence. I want to ask you this. I'm asking myself as well. Are you passionately pursuing God? Are you so in love with God that even if everything is taken away, he is more than enough for you? Are you having that same yearning and desire and hunger for God that David did? Whether you're going through a hard time or whether everything is going well in your life. And if you are not, if you see, you know, God, I would love to pursue you, but I have fallen away or I am not pursuing you like I should. Let today be the day that you decide, I want more of him. I long for him. My soul yearns for him, just like a man in the desert. Let us be a people that pursues God. Amen.